Hey, what's up? This is David, and I want you to invite you to my world very quickly. And I just basically want to, have a little heart to heart with you. I want you to share with you who I am, tell you my 2 or 3 minute story, and I just want to, take the veil off and show you who I am. And some of you may be really surprised to hear some of these things, but some of you may not know or probably don't care. But I want to first start by saying that those who know me know that I'm a jazz musician, and I've always been a musician. I love music. It's always been a part of my life. I know I have a gift to touch people, to change their lives through music, and I think it's an honor that I have that. But in this whole process of me being a musician, there was some low points. Now, when I say low points, typically people think, okay, he was a drug dealer or he was a drug addict and he got busted and disgusted with that. Well, that really wasn't my case. My lowest point actually came early on, actually, when I left my home to go to school for where I abide now in New Orleans. There was times when I just didn't have money. I didn't have money to pay bills. My parents put me through school, and with their permission, I was able to leave school to go on tour with this very notable act, which I'm not going to mention here, but he was very big time. But in that process, my lowest point came when I couldn't pay my bills, basically. I couldn't really pay my rent. Embarrassing. I would have my, I think call ID was big at that point, and every time the phone would ring, there would be an 800 number, and I would look at it like, there's an 800 number. I know there's got to be a bill collector, so there's no way in the world that I'm a pay answer the phone, because I ain't got enough for them, and I didn't know how to be savvy to work out terms and negotiate this, that, and other. So I just would avoid picking up 800 numbers, and then I could have vivid memories when I would have to park my car around the corner just so that it would be repossessed by the repo guy the next morning, because I know I had to go to school, I had to do some gigs, had to get point A to point B, and I couldn't do that without a car. See, I play a really huge instrument. It's an upright bass, and it's not like you can just hop in a cab or you can hop on a bus to get to the gig or get where you need to go. I mean, it really requires a bigger vehicle, which I had. Unfortunately, I didn't have the money to sustain such a car at that time. So emotionally, not having money to pay bills was very, very troubling. It affected me a lot. And then I remember it was some point in there that I just had to man up, and I actually brought the car back to the dealer because I couldn't pay for the lease or pay the note. And I got tired of trying to hide and cover up the license plates and pull the car around the corner, park on different corners every night. It just was awful. My credit score, no one really educated me in the fact that your credit was important. So my credit score went to hell. I mean, I'm talking about like the low 500s, the high 400s. And for you don't know, a great perfect score is like 850. So 300, I think, is the lowest. I've been learning that because I've been really finding out how to rebuild my credit. And I did that all in the name of the art form. We had this glamorization that in order to be a musician, that you had to be a broke musician. I don't know where that came from, but somehow it came into our culture, and we embraced that mentality. It's nothing that I really wanted to embrace, but a lot of my friends were just great musicians that didn't have a lot of money. But I knew deep down that there had to be a way for me to share my gift and not be broke, busted, and disgusted. It just didn't make sense. How can I have such an incredible gift that is actually changing people's lives for the better, yet I can't sustain a lifestyle that is pleasing to me? So I knew that something had to change, and something was out there that will allow me to do that. And so I did my research. I became very studious, and I decided to become an entrepreneur because as an entrepreneur, I realized that I could control my life. I knew at that point that I could determine and decide that I could pay all my bills, and I can pay them on time, and I can pay them in full. And then I realized that I can actually rebuild my credit, and I can purchase my first home. Now, all these things I've done thus far. And actually, if you look in the background over here, you see all these little baby toys now because I'm married now, and we're expecting our first child, which we're very excited about. So it's been a big shift, I've come from really being low to a place of sustainability, but not quite where I want to be yet, because now I have a child and I know that I want to provide for them more so than I ever dreamt of. And it was interesting because you must understand that I live a life of like two different halves. On one hand, I had this high profile notoriety, high acclaim band that I was playing with. But at the same time, I was, not really living the life that I thought I should be living. And on one hand, I was in school studying about cultures and nations. And then on the other hand, I will actually be in the different cultures and nations, partaking with them, sharing with them, giving them my culture. Even at that point, I realized that I always told myself that one day I will come back to these lands and cultures and nations that I was privy to go to just to play for a short period of time, but I want to revisit it with money. Basically, I'm gonna be real honest with you. I know money is not everything, but it's a tool. Money is a tool that allows you to do things, and I realized that if I had the money, I could actually embrace these nations and spend time there with and decide when I wanted to leave versus we got to play this gig and we got to hit it and quit it because we got to go to the next gig. So that was always in the back of my mind. I always felt that I will travel to every place that I travel as a musician, but I will travel there just for the love of really embracing the culture. So that's why I began to do these other things. I started to build these other aspects of what I wanted to make happen. And that's what has brought me to this place right now. This is why I am an entrepreneur. This is why I choose to do what I do, so that the money that I generated through Empower Network, it will underwrite, it will fund all my musical endeavors. It will fund my CD project. It will be the financial backer for my record label. It will the tours that I want to go on and bring my band. I will have that financial backing. The every joy that I want to make happen through the music, I don't have to worry about somebody else doing it now. I know that I have the power to make that happen myself, and that's exactly what is happening right now. So I come to you as a vessel saying, I know who you are because I'm that same person, and not only that I know who you are, but I know how I can impact you and make your life better, so we can achieve our dreams as musicians, as artists, as people who are called, have this mantle, this disposition of grace, that we can usher in something that is magnificent to the masses. We carry that, and if we're vessels of that, then we should be living at a state in which that we should reflect the joy and the level that we give to others. So that's why I'm here. That's why I'm pleading to you. That's why I chose to share with you my story. And I'm excited. I'm so excited about what is happening, what I'm doing, what we can do together. And I look forward to working with you, because I know that we can do this together. I know that if you believe in yourself as I believe in me, and you as well, then there's nothing that we can't make happen. So that's why I'm here. That's simply why I'm here, and I'm honored to be here and to help you get to the place that you want to be. As I have not arrived there yet, but Lord, I'm getting close. I'm getting close. I can feel it. I can touch it. I see it. I breathe it. I eat it. And if you will only allow me to help you get there with me, the journey will be extraordinary, because it's not about the destination, but it's how you arrive at the place where you want to go. How will you get there? And I promise you, if you embrace this, the journey will be magnificent. And I look forward to working with you and making this happen. Let's go make it happen, Captain. Thank you.